Okay, we are live. Good morning, YouTube. My name is Ianca. I'm gonna be your host today. This is Talking Talk. It's an idiom platform where you can learn several kind of idioms. Today it will be English, and we are going to discuss about vestibular. Vestibular actually at the entry in the university. Um, I am a sociologist. Maybe because of that, I choose this kind of topic, sociological topic, to think about society and what we are doing as a society. And I'm a demographer nowadays, so I try to study these kind of sociological topics in a population scale using populational data analysis to do that, mainly from census, PNAD, and so on. And beyond that, I really like samba. Yesterday, I played with some colleagues in a roda de samba in here. It was really nice. My voice is a little bit ending because I sang a lot, and my arm is hurting a lot because I played the whole roda de samba. I didn't stop, but it was really nice. I feel that my soul is renewed. And yeah, I did vestibular, some vestibulars, and I did university too, and it was very important in my life. And for you, Ludia, could you present yourself and say a little bit about your university trajectory or what you think about that?
Yes. So I'm Luria. I live in Belo Horizonte. I'm 34 years old. About my professional life, I'm business analyst. So to be here now to get in this point, I needed to do administration, business, university classes, and after I did two postgraduated two to improve my knowledge. So when I was 16 years old, I did my first exam because I'm a little early, like when you see like the ages of the students. And I remember I was so nervous. I told you here once that I didn't have any instructions for for my parents. They they just studied until the elementary school, you know. So when I said to them, "Oh, I will do an exam to do like another course," they said, "What is this? What is you doing?" So I don't know now, but in my time, we have a different exam for Enem. That is, it was just one day and 63 questions. And now I know Enem is 2 days. That is different ways to calculate the points. But in my time, it was just one day that we need to go there, do your best, and that's it. I remember I sought a lot to do like extra classes, you know, out of the school because I studied in one public school. So always I think maybe I was not good enough. That's it. And also I had this dream. I don't know about medicine. So I did the test, the exam, and the university here in Belo Horizonte to the federal one. This one is in two steps. The first, you have a test that is just closed answers, and after you have another one with open one to qualify more the medicine. And I was not good in the first one. I was okay. I was not bad, but it was not enough to pass to the second one. So in the end, I did another Enem, another test Enem to try a scholarship because I couldn't. My parents they couldn't pay for me, so I did another one to try to have a scholarship, and I had. I succeed. I was one of a lot of, because my friends and my colleagues, they couldn't. And after I start in a university, not a university, in a faculdade, it's a faculty. I don't know the difference in English, yes. And after 6 months, I could change for a university, because I really want to study in a university. And I asked for transference of one college for another one. And I remember I did this exam one more time. Even I don't need, but I just want to do, to check if I could have a better grade. So, but after that, I just dedicate to my university, my administration classes, and that's it about my journey.
Yeah, it was a lot. And in general, it's that, like a long journey until like arriving here, maybe.
Yes, and just something to add. And that time, I didn't know for sure what I wanted to do. I remember I like mathematics, and I used to fix all my toys, like open my toys, electrical ones, and fix it. So my mom said, Luria, try to do something with numbers, or something that you can engineer, can fix electrical one, and that's it. But I remember, no, I cannot be engineer. Engineer, they will be with big helmets and big boots. No, this is, and mathematics. No one do just one thing, you need to be more plural, you need to try to amplify. And I remember I choose administration, and always administration is the first course because it's with the letter A. And I have this joke about this. I choose the first option in the university because it was the first one. I didn't know what I wanted. So that's it. But in the end, I choose because you can study a little of mathematics and these classes, and can work with people. That is good to me too.
Mhm. Yeah, it's a good choice. Administration, it's as you said, it's a very amplo, an
I say amplify me, maybe open, right? You can have a different
yeah, I think it's wide.
whites. Okay.
Yeah, with a W, a very wide career that you can act in several sectors. I think you are totally right. It was a good choice. Um, and you, Rogério, could you present, please, yourself and talk a little bit about your trajectory, thinking about all of this?
Okay, good morning, guys. I'm Rogério. I'm 15 years old. I work in a gas company as accountant. I chose this profession because I chose this profession because I was working in a big company, so I didn't know what I will do. I just worked there, and I saw this company had many opportunities to grow. So because that I chose this professional accounting. I chose this area accounting to become an accountant. And after that, I grow in this company. I grew in this company. So I started the university. But I know when I was young, I committed some mistakes. I mean, uh, I don't know how can I say colar, you know. I I I do it all the time. So when I come I came to the university, I saw how difficult I was because that. So um After that, I conclude this graduation and start the post graduation in controllership. And after that, I didn't do nothing, just relax, yeah, just relax. And I think 2024, yes, in 2023, I started MBA course. So I concluded last year, but I think it's a difficult hurdle because when I was young, I didn't have the money all the time to pay. So my father helped me, but just when I started, and after that I need to pay, but it was difficult for me. In this period, we had FIES, so FIES helped me a lot to pay this course and conclude. But I think uh, as I am 15 years old, I think I don't like to stop. I didn't continue. I think I important to continue to study. Even though I'm half a century, I think I need to continue because there are many young guys studying a lot, has many MBAs courses, so we need to continue if these guys vão me atropelar. That's just a little about myself.
Yeah, it seems that we came from a moment that it was not common. A lot of people having graduation, MBA, post-graduation, but nowadays it's too common. A lot of people have this, and the guys are studying a lot furiously. It's nice.
Yes, 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 it's true.
It's nice, but it's more competitive too. Yeah, we have to keep studying a lot and do not be outdated. You're right. It's difficult, but yeah, it's nice too. I had a very traditional course in my life. My mom always said to me that my only job it was study, and until today, my only job is study. I do research until today. I make some populational research and try to base public policy, think about that. But I earned a scholarship when I was 14 to a private school. It was an 100% scholarship, so I didn't have to pay. And it was nice because with this scholarship, and I did cursinho popular too in the night. So I did two cursinhos populares. Cursinhos populares, não, dois pré-vestibulares, assim. All of this to get into sociology. Look at this. But yeah, I did it, and then I did the whole course in 6 years, more or less, because I get out with some diplomas, some degrees, not just one. And then I got into the master and then the PhD. It was a very traditional course, and now I am here. But during the vestibular moment, I took a lot of vestibulars like Unicamp, USP, Unesp, Enem. It was like several kinds of, it was a huge marathon to do all of that tests. And it was really stressful. I am an anxious person, and I was too in that moment. So it was a really hard moment to me to take like 5 hours of tests because it's that you are not training, you are not using just your brain. You have to prepare your whole body to stay sit for
Yes,
5 hours.
yes. Did you have a good degree? Did you have a good not? I forget the nota.
Great.
Yes, yeah. Did you have a good grade?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Because there are you made a lot of tests. In my case, for example, when I enrolled the first university, I didn't have the good grade. So what's happened? I hope the first call, primeira chamada,
Mhm.
for, and my name is not appeared in this first, and the second again, the third again. Oh Jesus, what's happened? I know how I colar is bad habits, is prejudicing me myself all the time, and what I did after that. I I gave my name to see if someone I don't know how can I say this is here, guys. Sorry, and someone this is you, and I could enroll and continue the study, start the study.
Mhm.
Was difficult.
Yeah, in these moments, like it's stressful. I think it wasn't nice this moment in my life, and I assume that for you neither, because it's very stressful. Like you searching for your name in that list, and then to know if you pass or don't pass. It's a very stressful moment. But thinking about this vestibular stuff and tests, Lorian, do you agree that these exams really evaluate your acknowledgement? I think, or
Yeah.
better, reflect the student's abilities and potential. Do you think that these exams, the vestibular, can make this right, or tests in general too?
Yeah, it's like I think the big thing about is the all the feelings, depression we had in this moment. To start, you have the problem to arrive in the place of the exam. In the day, normally a lot of students cannot be in of the place. You saw a lot of people like crying because I lose the chance of my life, and all this pressure and all this really do something with my psychologist, like, and everyone saw this moment, like, because we have some students that be stopped in the door in the gate, and we have some students that be stopped in the door, like in your room, in the class you do the exam. So all this pressure, we don't know how to expect in the first time, of course, because of will be 5 6 hours sit. uh, of course, nowadays, like they said, you take like fruits, water, but guys, I was so nervous in my time that even the water I took it. Even water, I remember I was just worried about the color of the pencil, of the pen, if it was blue or black, because even these can disqualify me. I didn't take water, I didn't take any bars, protein bars, chocolate, nothing. I was so nervous, like I didn't have any instructions, just be there to. And of course this will change myself, and for sure, for consequence, will change my way to do the test. So I think it's I can say a good opportunity to test the students. I'm not saying that is too bad, but at the same time, we have all the tools to improve that, right? To try to think something different, to evaluate the students for who you are. Maybe the student has some kind of ability that you cannot see in one test to answer, like some kind of questions, how you can stimulate the creativity, the other things with one test, where you ask about questions like if you know or not. So, in my opinion, like we are so different, we cannot evaluate everyone in the same way. How you think about with one test, we can evaluate a lot of students. It's more then sure, now that we are different, we have different capacities, we have different abilities, and one test you just will evaluate everyone in the same way. So I don't believe that we can evaluate everyone, but in the same time, I don't know what they can do now to evaluate everyone better. Probably they need to try to do this kind of evaluation and the routine of the student, try to make some kind of observations. I don't know, like, and maybe this will spend a lot of money, because this test is normally is one day, everyone need to go, do, pass or not, and that's it. But I really think they need to personalize the tests and the exams to evaluate the height capacity of the students, because I don't know, I could do better. I remember my grade was good. I could have a scholarship, but I remember I could do better. I was so nervous, like the feelings is stressful because of that, because if I don't pass, if I will be really bad, what I will do in 1 year, I cannot study. Maybe you can have a another option for who don't pass. What is the other option? Because in my case and everyone's case, you think like, oh, if I don't pass here, I will, my heart start to be fast. I will be at home 1 year without study. I will lose one year of my life. All these feelings pass in our mind. So I don't I disagree about this kind of exams can evaluate, and we really need to find a way to personalize and to evaluate better everyone, and be ready to all these stressful moments, how to prepare the students before, and start not 1 month before the test. Start this always, no, with when we maybe in high school, when we start the first year of high school, to be ready for this moment. And even that, I don't think we'll be ready, but at least for you understand.
Okay, I feel you, girl. And it's the worst. I remember when I was taking the tests, there were some guys in front of the entry, the place that we are going to take the test, and they were wearing a t-shirt uh, with a phrase like "Your spot is mine, sua vaga é minha." So in the entry, that guys were already trying to get into your mind, like you already lose, like you can't do this. It's very unfair, very competitive. And I remember that I had a friend, Rihanna. She was so nervous that she was trying to, yeah, she was trying to open a Gatorade bottle, and she hurt herself and started to blooding, começou a sangrar in the whole test. Like, it was terrible. It was too terrible. Oh my God. She was so nervous. It's not fair. But just to exemplify, I can see two options. One option, it's a universal access for everyone without vestibular. There are some countries that do that. Italia, Paraguay, Noruega, Dinamarca, Finlândia, Suécia, Eslováquia, Eslovenia, whatever. I know that Brazil is too big, to be almost impossible to have this kind of access, but exist, could be an option, give for everyone the access to university. And we have to see how to do that, obviously, but it's an option. And the other option that you mentioned, we can use South Korea, that they have the whole system trying to prepare you to get into the university. It's highly competitive too, but you receive this preparation until there. But it's that if you don't pass, you have this feeling that I lose 1 year. A lot of young people take their lives because of that, you know. So we have these two opposite sides. But yeah, what do you think, Rogério? Do you agree with vestibular? What do you think about possibilities? Did you have
Yes,
some experience in the day that you went to took the test?
yes, I think I agree in part with Urian. I mean, and in the case of we are different persons, so we have a difficult to study or conditional, you know. But I think uh, if you prepare, if you prepare before this university, this test, I think you could be having a good grade, you know. So. Uh, but in general, this exam, I think, in my case, for example, I think for the period that I was, I think in that period, I think it was so difficult to study to handle the situation because the condition is uh, it's very difficult. Uh, I always playing all the time, do you know? So I think it's difficult nowadays. Some things is changed a lot. I mean, I am 15 years old, and I will start the study for a international accounting. You know, even though I am bad in the beginning, I I have this thoughts that I'd like to continue to study. So I think the period, in my case, the period prejudiced me a lot. But I think uh, this exam, uh, maybe nowadays I think this exam is the pressure is so hard. So I think it could be a accurate reflection the difficult to have a good degree, I think.
Yes, I think you bring a good perspective from how it was before and how we are having this kind of access nowadays. And do you think that everyone, Rogério, have the same opportunity to prepare themselves to go to university?
The government opened the situation for us black person, you know. I think it's a good start, and there is option that if you are a poor people, you can have a chance to start this situation, to start this student. Uh, but I think yes. Nowadays, the university start become more easy. There are many university. There are many options to start. If you decide to go a INSPER or Harvard, you know, you need to have the money to do it. But if you decide to go to a small university or not so conhecido, you know, you can start, you can study.
Yes, I agree with you. Now we have more access, but sometimes I think, what do you think? Sometimes I feel that, unfortunately, uh, some kinds, some kind of diploma worth more than others. Like if you have your formation in a good university, you will receive more job opportunities if you did your college in a remote university, for example, or in a university with different name. Do you think that there are this kind of difference between where you?
Yes. It's a part of the game, you know. If you have a FGV or if you have a INSPER or if you have a high level, you know, it's university. you have more chance to start to receive a good opportunity, high salary and good service, you know.
Yes. Yes, I agree. Do you agree, Ludia? Ludia. I don't know why I changed your name in my mind forever, but what do you think about this, please?
Don't worry, my name is so hard. I remember something now about that because I will turn 35. So my first test, it was almost 20 years ago because I was 16. So I remember like people just said to me, and for everyone, that for the companies, the CVs of the students, though when we will start a job, the first CVs is the Federal University, UFMG here in Minas Gerais. After they consider PUC Minas, that is the second one. And all the other universities and all the college places, they just put in the bin. And I remember because of that, I was so scared too because I did the test to university, the federal one, and I didn't pass. After I did for private one, but I need to have a scholarship, otherwise I couldn't study. And I remember this was so like, oh, just the best one is study there, you know. And nowadays we have people that study in different kind of colleges, schools, even just they don't graduate anymore, they just do 2 years classes, you know. I think it's technical graduation, if the name. And they have a big position in the companies, maybe bigger than mine. It's not this that will be charge or change your your position, you know. You need to make a lot of efforts, you need to improve all the time your soft skills. And I remember when I said here that I asked for a transference, it was because of that. Because in the first college that they accept me, it was not PUC Minas, it was another one. And I remember I spent the first semester like thinking, oh my God, I need to change for another one, I need to change. And I asked for a transference after, and I succeed, but I needed to repeat the first semester. So in the end, I lose half a year, right? Because of that. But because I want to study and PUC Minas. And nowadays, all this just changed, you know, like I did 4 years, 4 years studies after 1 year for post graduation and another year for one MBA. And nowadays, people just will choose something with 2 years just to specialize in some kind of issue. And all this pressure, you know, the pressure for the score, the pressure for to don't be out of the study for 1 year, depression to a brand, you know, like some kind of, no, you need to be in this one, the other no, one is not good. All this pressure. And you need to deal with all this with just 17 years old. So,
17 years old girl is too
yes.
early.
Yes. I remember when I start the university, the one day the teacher showed us like a video, and that is a kind of sex scenes, you know. And they couldn't show to me because I was 17 years old. They said, oh, we have a menor de idade here. And I, oh my God. So 17 years, I was not ready for anything, you know. I just have this conception that I need to be there and I need to be in a specific one. It's not, no, like, yes. A lot of therapies after to solve the problem.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, it was hard. I remember in my first, not my first day, but in my first week of university, I went to Unicamp, and in there, a professor asked us, like, everyone, he assumed actually that everyone in there read in English. It was in 2014. Uh, and a lot of people like raised their hands saying, well, I don't read in English yet, and so on. And he was so not scared, but shocked, like, why are you monolinguals? Por que que vocês são monolíngues? E, like, with 17 years old, what do you want from us? Like, bilingual person? We tried, but not everyone had the opportunity to learn English with 17 and read in English. I know that we were at Unicamp, but it was so elitizado, that place, that it was difficult. But thinking, if I don't believe that everyone have the same opportunity to prepare themselves to get into the university or to pass for this process, to take tests. For example, I did two. It was funny because I did two preparatories to the vestibular. I went to a bilingual private school that I earned the scholarship, and at the night I was in a free cursinho pré-vestibular. So at night it was poor people, and during the day it was the richest people ever in that city. And I could see that in the first scenario, people had access to computers, several kinds of professors. My professors in there, it had master degree, like professores de escola privada com mestrado, doutorado, they are doctors and whatever. At night too, in some way, some of them it was, but at night a lot of people, poor people, like worked all the day and went to the pré-vestibular to study to get into a university, but it was different contexts. One had the whole 24 hours to study to get into the university, and the others had to work all the day, go to the pré-vestibular, and then try to find time to study, because it's a lot to work and study and try to prepare yourselves and be poor, like I don't believe then that everyone have the same opportunity. And I don't think that a lot of people in Brazil have this access to pré-vestibular, cursinho pré-vestibular, for example. If you do not well succeed during your educational system, do you have access to this kind of preparatory, or you have to pay? Do you have to pay for it? It's not cheap too. So yeah, to me, it's difficult. It's difficult. But we have time for one more question, and I would like to know, Rogério, please, in your family, do you have a lot of people that went to university? I am the first generation. I think Lurian too, but do you have a lot of people in your family, Rogério?
Yes, my family, I have I know one cousin. I think I have a one cousin that
Rogério, I can't hear you. You are too.
sorry guys, sorry. I was without my headset. Can you hear me better now? Hello, can you hear better now?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Which number with this question? And I'd like to see. Do you have? No,
No, I
it's
just made it up
you create
actually.
you create now. My family, I think I have one cousin. He's studying. I think administration. I think, but my another cousin didn't like to study, so she become a mother early, so she has she they don't have time to study. I think just one cousin are studying.
But your parents too, because this to me makes difference too. There are some people that their parents went to university, the grandparents went to university, and this sometimes open your mind to this possibility. Since always you saw the university as a possibility in your life, your parents incentivated you before.
And let me see. My we have I have a four brothers, two girls and one boy in me. Uh, I concluded accountant. My sister in accountant as well. And another brother concluded I think like a payroll, HR department. So my father and mother just say you need to study, but they don't have opportunity to study. And nowadays they didn't call their nephews to study, you know. Just my brothers and sister call to them to study because it's important nowadays. It's very important. The time it change from my period, so I think it's important to study to become receive a good opportunity to work. I have some uh, aunties and I forgot the name. Yes, I think aunts studying. So even though they are so elder, but it's important to continue to study. You know.
Yeah, in my family, I have this aunts and uncles too that stopped to study, like finished the high school and waited for some years and then get into the university and did a graduation, but they took a time, I think, to do that. It was a different trajectory and it was nice. And you, Luria, in your family, I think you mentioned that you were the first generation, but could you talk a little bit about this?
Yes, so like I said, my parents, they're really humble, simple. They just did like elementary school. But after, when we were old, one brother of my father and one brother of my mom finished their studies. But when after, because when when they were just young, they didn't have conditions, so they did this after. One, the brother of my mom finished the high school, just him. He decided to do this, but the others no. So all the sisters and brothers of my mom just have the high school, the elementary school, and one brother of my father, he is lower. He is the youngest one, and in that time he didn't have the opportunity. But after when he was old, he decided to do that. And in my family, for my mom's side, I was the first one to have a diploma. Uh, like I said, I didn't have an inspiration for that. I was doing, following the path that it was really hard, but I was just doing. And after my sister could do too, she had a hard time because she need to use FIES for study, but she succeeded, and nowadays she finished to pay everything. And I remember she took like 4 years after high school to study because of that, because she was trying to pass in the exam. She couldn't always. She was so nervous, and finally she could, but she just had the FIES. And I have the other generation people, my cousins, 10 years after, now it's easy to assess. So they are studying right now. One of them is a psychologist. The other one, I think, is a publicity, something like that. But I was the first one, and it was really hard. But to carry this heavy about that is, I'm proud of myself, but at the same time, it was a hard journey.
Yes, I feel you. It's really hard. I was one of the first to in my family, and all the children nowadays go on, Lydia. No?
So go, no, you can go. Sorry.
Okay. All children nowadays, I keep saying you have to study. What do you need? What do you want? Do you want to do English? What, trying to give some base to this person while succeeding this vestibular stuff. Like have a reference sometimes, have a reference sometimes, and someone to count on to ask for help sometimes too. I didn't have this person in my life, from my family at least. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoy it. It was a different conversation, I know that, but just to think about this sometimes, to exercise a different kind of vocabulary in our minds. Um, I took notes about two vocabulary words in here. The first one is amplo, that is wide. I think we can search better later. And eu colava nas provas, I cheated on tests. It's funny because cheated, it's like trair too. I cheat on my husband and so on. But I think that can be the same for colar em testes or do this kind of stuff. And is that, do you have something to add?
Just I think it's I cheated because I remember I watch a lot of teenagers movies, and they use this. I think it's just the way. So nice to. I will try to remember that more. It's when we don't use the word, it was really hard to remember. But thanks, Yanka, for the conversation. I think it's a good topic to talk about our history, ourselves, and to add to talk about interesting point, about society, about this. So it's a really good subject today. Thank you a lot.
Nice. Thank you, Lydia. And see you guys next week, in this week probably, but see you have a good week.